Where are we sitting on the whole AI play or quantum? Bearing in mind, as you're saying, the Chinese and the Americans and other
Yeah.
nationalities are investing so heavily. From Rob, from your
Yeah. I mean,
synopsis,
the talents
yeah, the
there.
talent might be here, but where are we in terms of actually getting things done?
I think the hard, and here I'll make a broader point than Australia. There's no other country in the world in like the US in terms of risk capital. The quantum, and I use it in this regard as size, the size of investment dollars going into venture capital, going into technology, dwarfs everywhere else in the world.
Okay.
Right? And that's a major issue. I think what we see in other ecosystems, be it Europe or Australia, is the ambition of the founders, is just not as high as in the US. Right? So American founders think really, really big, or Aussies or Europeans who move and start their companies in the US. But they genuinely want to build something that is significant, not just in terms of valuation, but in global penetration.
Yep.
And often, I'll use a UK example here. I met a founder in Scotland at the University of Edinburgh.
Okay.
And Edinburgh is a well-regarded university, but it has a particular expertise around AI and satellite and space. And so really smart PhD, really interesting application. And so, as the conversation progressed, I said, look, where do you want to take this company? And he looked me dead in the eye and he said, look, Rob, I really believe we could probably be the biggest company in Scotland at some stage. And I'm like, fantastic. And that's an extreme case, but that, directionally gives you a flavor of.
And if that was an American sitting in Scotland, what would he or she have said to you?
Yeah, I mean, they start with, we are going to, in our vertical, become, dominant in our relative marketplace. That might be global, that might be the US, but in a big, it might be in the Five Eyes countries or whatever, depending on the application, if it's defense. But they're looking for leadership, right? They're looking for global leadership. They're looking for, Now, many of them fail. Many of them don't achieve it. But if you don't start with that ambition, you're not going to grow into that ambition. You've got to start with that ambition.